gang, happy Friday. I was sitting here having a little business meeting with my boy Caleb, and I had this thought to myself: should I just keep Caleb as this great secret that only we know about, or should I let the world know about him just in case they could use his services as well? I'll tell you, he is one of the best tools that we have in our arsenal for giving creative financing solutions to our customers. And the customer service is top notch. Their speed is top notch. Caleb answers the phone every single time I call, which is amazing because I know you have hundreds of loan officers calling you. So thank you. I appreciate it. You the man.
No, thank you, Josh, man. Always an honor, man. Your team is so awesome. Working with you guys is the best. You guys are quick, and it's a pleasure to be part of your team. So appreciate it.
Let's do a little intro in case people don't know who you are, haven't used Symmetry. So just give me a little background on yourself to start with, and how long you've been in the business.
So I've been in lending, wholesale lending, essentially for about over a decade. And I started off in indirect auto sales and finance, and basically going into dealerships, right, and talking to dealerships. And the reason why I mentioned that is it really serves what we do and what I do, because I learned in the auto business, you had to immediately answer your phone. You had to immediately get them an approval on their loan. And so about 4 or 5 years later, after being in auto, I jumped into mortgages. So I've been in mortgages for a minute now, and love it way more than I like auto. So much more personable. Actually helping people do some really cool things. But yeah, that's one of the things that I think really helped me transition from auto into the mortgage side, was just that intensity of having to be really quick on your phones. You know, you mentioned it. Every time I get on a call with my teams, with my partners, they're always like, man, you answer your phone. I'm like, guys, that's really what's required. It's just like, be available, jump in and help out. And so, yeah, it's really almost all that simple sometimes.
I've been in this game for 20 years, and it is a speed game more than ever right now.
Yeah.
You got multiple offers, right? If someone can do it in 14 days and the other person can do it in 30 days, and then we bring a piggyback HELOC in, and they better be able to do it in 14 days also.
Yeah. 10 days.
It's tough. I know you started out on our side of the business and then switched over to secondary, right?
Yeah. So when I was working at the auto lending company, basically the subsidiary dissolved. So overnight I had to say, all right, well, I was making pretty good money. How am I going to reinvent myself and make good money again? So naturally just jumped into mortgages. Man, I have so much empathy and respect for y'all who do it so well, because it's tough. It's really tough. To originate first lien mortgages is a really tough job, and y'all make it look so easy. So I started doing that and did it for about 8 months, and then the opportunity presented itself when I was working with the same team that I was doing the auto stuff on the wholesale side, which is where I had most of my experience. The same executive team, they came to me and say, hey, we got something really cool, you might like this, and it's the HELOC thing. And so obviously I jumped in, and here I am, and I'm not looking back, and love every minute of it.
So that's a perfect segue. I know what we send to you. What would you say is the sweet spot? What's your sweet spot with like Symmetry? What's the ideal second loan to send over to y'all, or equity line to send over to y'all?
Yep. It's a piggyback HELOC, and a piggyback HELOC mostly in a jumbo situation, right? And call it jumbo buster, jumbo headaches, whatever it is. And, you know, anyone who's originated loans in that jumbo space knows you're going to run up against some hurdles, whether it's timing delays, whether it's their critical self-employment underwrite, or 1-year tax waiver, reserves. I mean, there's a plethora of reasons why you can get into some hot water. So it's really a great alternative to structure the conventional first mortgage within your own lender's control, you know, and then you have to broker a part of the loan, which is always tough because there's the trust that just goes into brokering the loan to someone else. But we take it really seriously. And our whole thing is do it quickly, and basically try to follow the same guides y'all are following. So, you know, when you say what's our niche, we take your first mortgage AUS findings, 1-year tax waiver, DULP, 1% student loan on Fannie, but 0.5 on LP. Like, those are the things that we will follow on your AUS to help get the ratios in line, move a loan in 10 business days, and close on a jumbo with only 10% down. So we can go up to 89.99 on a primary residence, and we can close quicker than any jumbo investor. So our niche is, we call it jumbo busting.
Yeah. It's an avoidance product. We're either avoiding jumbo or avoiding PMI or avoiding something, right?
Yeah. It's really an ancillary product that helps solve so many problems, so many like little issues that are going on with your first mortgage world.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Third question. Do you have a crystal ball there in your office with you under your desk about where the secondary market's heading? I mean, I think back to 2008, like there was a time where it dried up. It got really tight. And then it got pretty robust. But nowadays, like there aren't very many secondary reps calling on us, right? So it's definitely a really good niche for y'all, I think. Where do you think it's heading?
Sorry to keep interrupting you. No, the market's screaming for it. The market's screaming for this product. And when I say the market's screaming for it, essentially what I mean is there's a demand, and because there's a demand, the end investors are interested in it. So the end investors are, any banks or credit unions that are willing to purchase these loans, in the secondary market. So, our product 100% is driven by that demand from the end investors. They love the HELOC because the HELOC floats with an index, so when the market goes up, their product goes up with it. So there's a strong appetite for this product. And, with home values where they are, they're so strong and continuing it seems just to continue to kind of go up or to stay strong. Folks are wanting to tap into their equity. So the beautiful thing about this product that we have in the secondary market is the demand is there, and there's so many different ways to apply it. So the demand from the consumers there, and then the demand from the end investors there. So I don't know. I'm also a pretty optimistic person. I see this. My ball is reading that things are looking good for Symmetry and for the HELOC stuff for sure. I mean, rates are going to fluctuate. Who knows what's going to end up happening as the Fed continues to hit the button on the federal funds rate and where that takes the market. But I think this product's going to adapt really well. It has adapted in the past. While I've been on this roller coaster ride with just through COVID and everything, this product has evolved and it's kind of shaped itself to meet the need of the borrower through all the different kind of the changes.
Thinking with higher rates and y'all having an interest only payment for the first 10 years, you're offering a lower overall payment. So people that are struggling with that rate hike would enjoy having part of their payment be tied to a HELOC instead of a fixed rate, right?
Yeah, I mean, that plays a lot. I mean, you have to look at LLPAs, or when you're pricing second homes, especially nowadays, there's just some little nuances that you got to be aware of when you're structuring a loan, because it might make more sense to do an LTV of 60% or whatever it is when you're putting it in your pricing engine and putting the HELOC behind it. You get your first mortgage rate would be better. But yeah, it's extremely important. That plays very much so.
If I had badass video editing skills, I would blow your contact information up across under your face and all that. But how do we get
I'm blasting everybody in the entire market with it, so they see it one way or the other, whether they
Good. Want to or not. Give us an email address just in case.
Yeah, it's Caleb, my first name, CALEB .Riso, my last name, RISO at Symmetry Lending. So SYMMETRY lending.com.
Appreciate you, brother. I'll get this out to everybody.
You're the man, Josh. Appreciate you, man.
Have a good weekend.
All right, yeah, you too.